What the deal? What the deal? What the deal? What the deal? What the deal, my good peoples? What is the deal? Top of the morning to you all. Top of the morning to you all. Good morning and welcome to Homeroom, the show where we talk about pop culture, hot topics, and everything in between before your day gets rolling. This is your space to laugh, think, and let your hair down. So grab a coffee, take a seat, kick your feet up one good time. Hang out with your boy, man. Top of the morning. This is BL, Lucky, Bad Luck, Terrence, whatever you want to call me. I'm the homie. So what up, what up? We got the building. The Sizzle Show is definitely in the building. Bricks Liddy, definitely in the building. My good brother Nick is definitely in the building. Appreciate y'all for showing up on top of it. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm feeling good today, better than I was yesterday. I had a lot going on yesterday in the morning. Had to rearrange some things. My apologies for canceling the show yesterday. I am dedicated. I do want to be consistent as possible. But when life shows up and things happen, you know, you gotta adjust. So that's the reason why I didn't do the show yesterday. And my morning started off chaotic. Um, but shout out to my good brother Sticks, my good brother Savalis, who came by, picked me up, got me out the house, and you know, really poured into me on some good brother energy. I came home feeling brand new. So yeah, man, it was. I'm appreciative of my brothers and my support system. So I feel better than I do feel yesterday. I'm not out the woods yet, but I'm here. I'm here. I'm alive. I woke up this morning. I was able to walk around. I'm able to speak and see. So I'm blessed. I do know that. What about y'all, man? How about y'all? How are you guys? Top of the morning to you. Take a little sip of my water. And I was scoping the internet, seeing what's going on in the world of in the world of oh my bad, hold up, my bad. Let me sound off. Man, I appreciate y'all too, Nick. Man, you always in support. You always pulling up on me, man. I appreciate it. Jen, top of the morning to you. Thanks for falling in with your guy one time, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I really do. I think I want to talk about. I think I'm gonna talk about music today. Um, music from hmm, maybe speaking from hip hop. I can speak on hip hop because I don't think hip hop is maybe suffering the same kind of I would say what's happenings as other genres. Salute, 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 salute. Um, and it's crazy. I've been away for a while as far as being an artist, but now that I'm getting back into music from a different standpoint and a different outlook on things, I'm kind of approaching it different with how I look at hip hop in general. Um, and and so I got this weird thing, not weird, not to me, but I got this thing where I start to feel like, um, hip hop is dying, right? Or a lot of people say dead. People say dying. I think it's in a weird space, and I don't know exactly how you revive a culture of music. Not like it's more things to be in hip hop, right? It isn't just rap, but but that was a huge draw to the culture, the music part, right? Even though breaking is global, graffiti is global, DJ is absolutely global. The eyes and ears that pulled up for rap music in its many forms, whether battle on stage or whatever, from superstars all the way down to your underground heartbeat of the culture. Nothing moved it like rap music, and you start to feel like it's. Well, I was feeling like that, kind of like not really coming out of high school, but mid 2000s, I started feeling like, wait a minute, it's going somewhere else, and I'm not sure if I like it. You want music to advance, and your culture to move forward, but also you kind of peep the threats of like the wrong hands are getting attached to it, and you can't fully blame the hands of people that are on the outside, but people that are inside, they don't want the same thing as some of, not necessarily the purist, but they don't want the same thing as, I would say, a true artist, one who actually cares about the craft, and split down the middle, one who actually wants to get paid. Because I can't leave the get money part out of it. It's just not being realistic, right? So there's the dichotomy of the two, and who may be doing the most damage to said culture. And that's a problem. Michelle J is definitely in the building. Hey, Michelle, my bad about yesterday. I had some things come up and I couldn't do the show yesterday. Life things. But matter of fact, we definitely can chop it up. Let me send you a link, actually. I'm gonna send you an email to this link. If you have time, you can jump on with me, no problem. But if you don't, it's no biggie. But I'm gonna send you this. Let me find your email real quick. Let me see where you at. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Let me see, Michelle. Okay. Michelle, I just sent you a link. No pressure. If you want to jump on, cool. If not, it's all good. But the link is in your email right now to log on. But Sexy Nay is definitely in the building. Top of the morning to you, Sexy Nay. Glad you pulled up on me. Oh, it's all good. It's all good, Michelle. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna schedule. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get the schedule right, and I'm gonna make sure you're good another time. We're gonna get it right though. But yeah. So music, right? And what people would consider, some people consider these times the fall of hip hop, right? And people have their. I don't know where I am about it. I'm right in the middle. I do care. I'm a hip hop baby, born and raised, did all the things, and I will be an MC till I die. But also, as you sit back and watch, like, people not care about a whole culture, people talk down on the culture, people will grape and take from a culture and don't really put anything back. And then what they do contribute, um, they're they're justifying the maybe lack of skill or care as in getting the bag. Getting the bag doesn't justify anything other than why somebody has a job. I understand why you have a job. You need to get the bag so you can take care of yourself. But when it comes to certain art forms, applying crap and then your excuse is, hey, I'm getting the money, that don't fly with me. So I'm trying to figure out like where, when, and how many components, how many things have to work for a whole culture to die out and burn out. You know what I mean? So I'm really like in the middle about that. But I'm hopeful because when you do have cats like, if I go to one of the biggest, Kendrick, who still presents as someone who cares about the art, someone who cares about the rhyme and what he's saying, and not being so like elementary bars, right? And also care about the visual and what it looks like and what it sounds like, what the show sounds like, how he performs, but also is the music helping? You know what I mean? Like is the music helping? I wish I could bring my man Savalas on. Let me see. Hold on one second. Savalas, what up with it?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Real quick, I got you on live because I'm on live on my podcast right now, so don't say nothing incriminating.
Okay. Quick question: do you have a web developer?
I don't.
On
On the east side? No, I don't.
No, the state side.
Oh,
somebody, the state side.
I can ask around.
Yeah, because we need somebody to manage
The site.
A couple tweaks we want to do.
Yeah.
On the site right now, so we need somebody to stay side. They can manage. It's just a couple tweaks we want to do before we.
Yeah. Okay. What you doing right now? Oh, okay. I'm i I'm i I'm, I'm gonna pull you on live with me one of these mornings, and I definitely want to know your opinion on some music. I'm talking about music right now, hip hop right now, but I want to know like a professional opinion on some things I'm talking about. So I'll tap. I do this podcast every morning. I go live every morning at 10. So I'll tap in with you whenever you got time, my man, for sure. All right. That was actually one of my guys, Savalas, who's a music exec. I would love to get him on here and talk about some of these points with music. Let me see what they say. I don't know. I don't know how we went from Get Up Boys and Dungeon Family to rappers telling them wearing dresses. Hey, so Nick, you know what, man? I think it's so it's kind of like this, right? So when rap becomes this big thing, and then the video is a part of this big thing, and so it's inevitable that you start talking about like the money and the cars and the girls and the lifestyle. We're essentially marketing a lifestyle to. Okay, hold up 1 second. One of my guys again. Sticks, you are on live, so don't say anything to incriminate yourself. Just letting you know, I'm on live while your phone's on.
Well, I'm gonna let you get back to it.
Okay.
But I just wanted to say I just posted, right.
Oh, let me put you on phone. Sorry about people. Okay, you said what? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna check that out. Hey, I want to get you on live too. I just talked to Savalas. I want to get you on live. Maybe this week sometime. I go live every morning at 10, but I love to get your professional opinion on some music stuff I'll be chopping up about in the morning. So okay, so whenever you I go on every morning at 10. So whatever morning you open, I'll just tap in with you and see if you want to jump on with me. Okay. My man. All right. Another one of my guys, my good brother Sticks. So if I was used for the Cuban Revolution and the thing saw how powerful I was, it was that's deep, Michelle. Not that I knew that or not, but yeah, yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting. Like it's like when you can kind of. I remember when Soldier Boy came out, how the whole entire rap game blamed him for quote unquote killing hip hop. I remember Nas made that statement: hip hop is dead. Ice-T said it's dead now, and the term mumble rap started showing up, and I got it. You know what I mean? I did get it, but at the same time, I always thought it was kind of messed up because if you want to coin the phrase mumble rap, in my opinion, that probably should have started with like Silk the Shocker, in my opinion. You know, and I'm not being disrespectful. I'm saying that Silk the Shocker, the way his rhyme was, that off-beaten flow, and then his doubles not lining up, that was mumble rap. And I know some of y'all probably, well, some of the older people probably did like Silk the Shocker, but that's what I call mumble rap. That was first mumble rap. Well, probably wasn't even first. That was earlier than when y'all credited Soldier Boy and whatnot. But anyway, when you talk about the money part like that, and you sell a lifestyle, right? I think that's the problem. And because you start to sell a thing, now people want this lifestyle. They don't necessarily love what you did to get it, right? It's like you can say the same thing, and I'm not comparing literally, but you can say the same thing for the drug dealer, right? I talked to a gang of the homies where it's like they didn't love what they do, and it kind of hurt them, depending on who they sell it to their own people. But at the same time, they just made $2,000 today for some hours of being in this one house. He get to go do what he want to do. He on his own time. I don't agree. I understand. I don't agree. You know what I mean? So in the same sense that people started loving the lifestyle, the viewer, but at one point they felt like they couldn't do it. But what happened was you had your independents come up. And though a lot of these dudes weren't, if I'm using Soulja Boy as the catalyst, which I'm not, I don't want it to make you sound messed up. I don't want to be fair that Soulja Boy, in my opinion, wasn't a demise of nothing. I think it's a whole bunch of things that happened for a whole culture to fall, right? So, but if I'm using the catalyst, I'm using y'all narrative of what happened. Soulja Boy showed that he didn't need to be a part of the system. He made beats on Fruity Loops, loaded songs up on SoundCloud, promoted on SoundCloud. The kids were on SoundCloud. They start loving his music or his songs. That started making noise. The numbers reflected it, and then boom! Now you have a hit record, and he has full credit, 100%, producing, writing, everything. So the labels who aren't idiots, like, hey, yo, let me give you a bag. Let's do it on a major scale. What if I take your records and what if I take this fire and throw lighter fluid on it on a mass scale? Soulja Boy gets his deal, still retain most of his points on ownership, and then he becomes, Superman, that Crank That becomes a massive hit. And now from the business standpoint, it's smart. Whether you like him or not, that's personal. That's fine. But this is not a personal it's halfway personal conversation, halfway business. From a business standpoint, that makes sense. You would flame that fire. You would gas that, sell it to the mass, and make all this money since he's making most on ownership anyway. But for you to get a piece, and you're the label who has an endless supply of money, of course you would do that deal. Because at the same time, them shareholders don't care about hip hop. It's all business. It's all numbers, right? It's all numbers. They don't care about hip hop and what's going on with. Technically, they don't care about none of these genres of music. I don't want y'all to get it twisted because the listener will make it a race thing fast. And there's racial elements for sure, 100%. This country is white supremacy is woven into the fabric of this country. Yes, but that's not the conversation we're having. We're talking business, and in business, you would flame that fire. Makes sense. And then the world will blame, the members of the culture, of said culture, will blame him for the fall. But all he did was service his people. Look, man, you can complain. If I'm a cook and I cook this wild dish that y'all say y'all don't like and it's terrible, he has no skill. Look, the food burnt. Who would make that? Why would you eat that? And then when I open up my business, I got a line around the corner and down the street, and my hours is booming, and I'm selling out every day. The amount of people who are talking about I serve trash compared to this line of people buying my stuff, it don't really matter. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Because what's trash is your opinion of trash proven in sales? This is a hard thing a hard conversation I have to have with myself. Being in the game at that time, being an MC trying to make dope records, and you feel like you may be a better rapper than somebody who's making millions of dollars because you miss that this game ain't necessarily, or these times today aren't about you being the best rapper. Now that may be a part of it. If you are, it's a perk. If you are a good rapper, one of the top rappers, it adds to, for sure. But no, not in the grand scheme of like, I was talking to the homie and he was talking to some young kids about music, and the kids told him, man, we don't care about lyrics. Y'all old niggas care about lyrics. He said, we don't care what they saying, what it sound like, what the hook sound like, what the beat sound like. Because that's what they listening to anyway. The only reason why they remember most of these songs because everything became so simple, it's repetitive. It's repetitive. It's easy muscle memory. You can remember that. Boom, right off the back. But then again, what a lot of y'all don't know is that's a genius tactic that a lot of hit makers use. One of my homies just said that literally. I'm not gonna say his name, but a very popular producer. And if y'all know music, y'all would know him. He said, man, 40 words. 40 words. That's how much you need in a song. 40 words. That's math. That's not even like he's guessing. Mathematically, all you need is 40 words. Keep it simple. Everything else is your perspective or subjective, what you think about this beat. There's only 12 notes in music you can play. You can flip them, remix them, whatever you want, but it's only 12. You take those 12 notes, arrange them how you want, choose 40 words over those 12 notes, and keep it simple. Boom, you'll have a hit record. And yeah, there's literally more stuff to go into it, but it's simple. It's simple. So when you look at it from that standpoint, you just like, damn, where'd they go wrong? Well, the minute it start making money, what you think gonna happen? Look, somebody gave it to me. Like, no, I'm gonna use a real world situation. For people that are in Cali, because I'm not sure this establishment is outside of Cali yet. So I'll use this establishment because we're talking about Cali, California, or LA, right? So for those of you who don't know, out here in the city of California, the city of Los Angeles, we have one of the hands down one of the best places to get a hot chicken sandwich. Which first of all, it was the first place in LA to get a Nashville hot chicken sandwich is a place called Howlin' Ray's. That was the first spot you can get a Nashville hot chicken sandwich in LA. It was blessed by the Prince family. He got the pass. He went to Nashville to get the pass just for him to make it down here in LA. It's official. It was blessed by the Prince family. If you know the Prince family out of Nashville, they're the creators of Nashville hot chicken. The Princes in Nashville. So he got the blessing from them. Made it down here, right? The Howlin' Ray's is a super popular spot out here. Lines around the corner, 2 hours, 3 hours, incredible. But the staff is more incredible because they play dope music. They're friendly. They laugh. They do all kind of stuff. It's an amazing establishment. They literally just opened another location in Pasadena maybe a couple of years ago, right? Maybe 3-4 years ago. I think after the pandemic. So if you know that, then you also know there's another hot chicken spot called Dave's Hot Chicken, right? Dave's Hot Chicken started with a little cart, and they blew up, got a establishment store, whatever. And then Dave's Hot Chicken did a deal with another investor, and now Dave's Hot Chicken has about 50 stores all around the city and all up and down California. Now, I'm not sure if they're outside of California. I can't speak to that. Here's the point I'm saying. When you are a creative and you can create yourself, keep your eyes and ears on the product, you keep your hands on the product, and you produce, right? Everything comes out killer because the quality control is you can keep your hands on it and eyes on it directly, right? And Howlin' Ray's having 2 locations, everything out there is fire. 10 out of 10, it all comes out the same. It never tastes different. It's never bad. It's never cold. It's never something burnt. Quality control is A+ all the time, 100%. It's a fact. Ask anybody who's been there, right? It's a fact. Now Dave's Hot Chicken, when they started with the cart, they used to have lines downtown, stuff like that. It was really good hot chicken spot. It's not better than Howlin' Ray's to me, but that's my preference. You may think differently. But really popular. Then they blew up. They took that investment and put them all over the city and all up and down California coast. So now, when you hear about Dave's Hot Chicken, there's mixed reviews. All right, it was good one day. It was bad one day. I don't like that location over there. That location over there is okay. No, I don't eat it that way. They be dirty in that location. This one ain't good. You see what happened? The minute you put you did quantity over quality, it starts to mess up. Start to get a bad name. It's getting manipulated. You can't keep your eyes on everything. People over there may be a little lazier than you. They can't watch the stuff like you. So it's a slip. Howlin' Ray's don't have that problem. It's only 2 locations. Well, 3. They're up in Vegas now. And they're still operated by the same people. So same thing with music, right? If if you put the gas on this fire, it flames. So you take this rapper who's very influential. Rappers are influencers, and you put the fire on that, put the money in that. They promote the money. They promote the lifestyle. And the kids coming up or the people coming up say, man, I want to live like that. Maybe I could do that. But back in the day, in the 90s and stuff like that, you didn't think you could just rap. You would try to rap and you'd be like, oh, I ain't good enough. Because it's a profession, it's a skill. But then when somebody like a Soulja Boy comes out, the average person see themselves in Soulja Boy. You're like, nigga, when I be drunk, I be freestyling like that. No disrespect. I'm just saying, when I be drunk, I be freestyling like that. I can do that. And then they start doing that. But they blame Soulja Boy too much. You got to blame social media. Because social media gave us all our own stages. It don't matter if nobody like Bad Luck. If the people who follow me like Bad Luck, then that's enough to sell to. It don't matter if you don't like Soulja Boy. The people who follow Soulja Boy and like Soulja Boy, that's enough people to sell to. And marketing is all for the twist. Marketing is all manipulation. So even if you don't like something, prime example, you ever listen to the radio daily, and then these same songs come on the radio every single day, and you find yourself singing that song you didn't like that came on Monday. Now you're singing it by Friday because you've been hearing it every day, and now you're just used to it. And now in 3 weeks, you at the house randomly singing, and you singing that one song that you used to hate 3 weeks ago because it's been coming on the radio every day. And now the third Friday week, you singing at the house by yourself. You know how that happened? Marketing. Your brain is smart. It's a genius tool, but it also is like a parrot. It's a sponge. It remembers things and picks up things, and then it doesn't know where to compartmentalize sometimes. And so it just spits out things sometimes, and you just find yourself doing and thinking what everybody else does and what they think. So you can't blame Soulja Boy. You can't blame. It's a host of things that why hip hop is the way it is, and mainly because everybody think they can do it because everybody want that lifestyle. The problem is they don't love the art; they just want the money. And nowadays, money is used to almost justify anything. Dude, Biggie told y'all in the song, "Black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Gucci down to the socks. Rings and watch filled with rocks. And my jam knocks." He told you, black and ugly as ever. However, don't mind that. Look what I got going on. All this stuff gonna save me. Right? So you can call me whatever. I still had Lil Kim and Faith Evans. So what you think about me? What does it mean to me? What does it mean to Faith and Lil Kim? You know what I'm saying? And for those who don't remember, I'm talking about the first Lil Kim, not the evolved Lil Kim. Okay? Yeah. That's, hey, Nick, this is 1,000% facts, and we're not going to talk about it, though. But also, you're spot on again, my guy. Yeah. Man, it's great. It's like give me Rios. Shout out to Rios in the building, man. I just seen my man. I can't. You feel me though? Hey man, I don't want to disrespect nobody on the thing, So we'll just say evolved, and however you see fit from there, you see, Let me see. Back in the radio played the song over and over to where you gotta hurry up and just find a CD. Man up and coming rap, man. Coming rap group scene. Hey, that's real. Yeah. Hey, look, the fact that we have social media and our own pages are our own world. Typically, we can survive. If you know how to use social media in a way that is productive, you can turn your page into your own world. So what happens is also people feel entitled. You can't. It's hard to say. Remember Ice JJ Fish? That's his name, right? Remember people heard his voice at first, and it was so bad that you couldn't stop listening to it. Now, it was never good. Don't get me wrong. It was just so bad it became funny, and then you started listening to it, and then he became popular, and then he became a thing, right? It became a thing. Remember 50 Tyson? A thing. Welvin? A thing. Because popularity as now somewhat is being used like cash. And if enough people want to put eyes on you, let me tell you what the advertisers think. We got one. If enough people want to show where you are, right? How do you think sponsors are done? How do you think sponsors are done? Right? My page right now, if my page get to blowing up and I start to have, 500,000, 100,000 views every time I turn this thing on, then you'll start seeing me in the middle of the show like, yeah, and this episode is brought to you by, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what's going to happen. This episode is brought to you by, yeah, all these views in front of people. So they'll pay you. So it don't matter what you sound like, what's going on. They don't care that you don't care about the culture. They don't care if you say hip hop is dying. They don't even care if they're dumping money into this culture via rapper, singer, or whatever. Because, like, what happens when it dies, we just gonna move on to the next thing. Here's the crazy part that a lot of people don't understand. Their resources and money will last way longer than the culture of hip hop. That sounds crazy. I know. But when you understand how that money works, it's different. We talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars. And the artists, the people who are making the money, typically, they don't see even a very small, minuscule mustard seed of a percentage to that. That's how much, compared to, that's how much they're spending to get this back. Here's the crazy part. You'll hear people today say radio is dead. That's what people hear, right? Or hip hop is dying, or the music business is dying. Last year, the music business made, I forgot what the quote was. My boy just told me. Last year, the people made like, was it 900 something million? The music business. I think the music business almost made a couple of billion, $1 billion or $2 billion last year. The reason why that number don't compute with the average viewer, because y'all don't know how to count the money. Because this is what y'all do. Well, who came out last year? Who sold what? Who? You already starting off wrong. You know how many things, you know how much stuff trump up good business? You know what I mean? And then they're streaming, and how much y'all get paid compared to what somebody else get kicked back? The back end payments, the chunks of money for sponsorship, rappers and people being 360 deals. And so that big deal to such and such guy, y'all don't know that he breaking that off for some label. You know, it's so much to go into that. But they're not losing money. By no means are the record labels losing money. That's why they signed a bunch of artists. Everybody ain't gonna work. Tax write-off, cool, whatever, we sign him just in case. He might be a star, might not sign him just in case. Now, it ain't like the old West. It was wild out here. Back in the day, like early 2000s and 90s, you could walk in a building, you know what I mean? You got a song buzzing hot enough, whatever. Wasn't no social media. Your song is buzzing. It's in the clubs all over. They'll lock you in a room till they sign you up. Artists are walking the label, and the label won't even let you leave until you sign to them. That's how much leverage cats had. But then again, you didn't have much leverage because you didn't know social media was coming. Social media gave the new artists leverage. Because if I have 1 million followers, which y'all always think, not y'all in here in this community, but people always say followers don't mean nothing. You niggas is crazy who say that. People say they got to really, really sit down and think to themselves, what do you mean followers don't mean nothing? Followers mean a whole lot. If I have 1 million followers, they have the potential to make hundreds of thousands of dollars and eventually millions of dollars because of how many people are crossing my page every day. And you can use it as leverage. So if I have 1 million followers and I start to do music and I say, you know what, I don't want to go into no label because I don't need it. I got money. I'm living every day. I stay in a condo somewhere. I got a nice car. I'm cool. My wife is cool. Like, I'm not in a rush to walk to some big major label. What can you offer me? So they got to over offer you, right? They got to over offer you, which deal you might take. But if not, it's cool. So that's the leverage. The fact you could walk in that building and be like, nah, I ain't tripping. Y'all heard about Jeezy first deal? I think, right? I think I heard about that. Jeezy walked in the Def Jam. Jeezy and his peoples walk in the Def Jam. They tried to offer $1 million. Niggas made they been made $1 million. How you gonna offer them $1 million? They already made millions of dollars. Change that up. Y'all change the deal up. That ain't enough for what we did and our influence and knowing who you are. That's the other part of it. Knowing who you are as an artist and that leverage. Master P said if they offer you 10, you worth 30. Master P said if they offer you 10, you're worth 30. Yeah, man. It's a lot to go into that. Nick be wild. Nick be wilding. It's getting, and I don't want to make it seem like, okay, the music business is wicked. It is. And it will tear you apart if you don't know your stuff. It's wicked. It will tear you apart if you don't know your stuff, right? And from a spiritual standpoint, that's a whole nother conversation. Very, very dark. But if you stand on something, if you rooted in something strong, me, I'm a man of Christ, right? I'm rooted in the strongest. So if you stand on something and you want to lead with love, and I'm artist friendly and artist forward, I'm only in this business to only make right of what people made wrong of all of us. Right? I can't, from an executive standpoint, I can never in my right mind, in my Christian mind, my Christian heart, I can never in my life look somebody in the face and rob them knowing this contract is bad, or knowing I'm about to take advantage of them, or knowing I'm about to rob them of their money before they even get it to them. I couldn't look them in the face and do that. I wouldn't get back in the game for that. I am in the game to protect people like that. Even with the knowledge I know and the knowledge I don't know, I'm here to say, nah, man, you probably shouldn't do that. Don't do that deal. That ain't a good deal. Here, take it to a lawyer. Here, I got another lawyer friend. Let him look over it for free. Let him look over your contract one time. And then you make the choice if that's something you want to do. But it's on you. Or no, I wouldn't do that. Forget the business part. What about the creepy part? Nah, I wouldn't meet him in a hotel room. These producers and these rappers, they'll try to pull it every time. Don't be no cute chick in rap or R&B and you new looking for a deal or something like that, and one of these producers or these artists come out, yeah, man, I've been interested in your stuff, or DM you, and yeah, man, I'm in your city right now. We have the hotel room. You can bring your music by. Yeah, nah, don't do that. It's not smart. Don't do that. And don't think if you don't go, you're gonna lose out on a deal. 9 times out of 10, it's exactly what I'm telling you. Don't go. 9 times out of 10, don't do that. If you're a young woman, if you're even in the chat, if you're a young woman, you're into music, no matter how kind of way you're new in music, you're I don't care if you're a producer, a DJ, artist, a rapper, R&B, whatever. You in the city or somebody say they hit you, interested, big time rapper too, maybe super rich, maybe a superstar, maybe bigger than life. They want to your first meet at a hotel room is out. It's out. Now, if they say, you can meet me at the hotel, we meet me down in the lobby of the hotel, I'll meet you in the lobby. I'll meet you at the restaurant at the bottom. Or I'll meet you out in front of the hotel somewhere. I'm telling the women that. I'll meet you down there. I'll meet you at the bar downstairs in the lobby. I'll meet you at the whatever. Don't ever, ever, ever go to their room. Don't do it. And tell them you feel, I don't want to go to your room. If there's any pressure there, I feel uncomfortable. I don't want to meet nobody in their room. I don't. Here's the game, though. Let me give you the game. And I wish somebody tell you I'm wrong. I don't care if a woman asks you. Don't ever go. I don't care. I don't care if she's a woman. I don't care if you look at her like, yo, oh, that's my idol. I love such and such, whatever. Don't go to her room. Meet her downstairs. Or meet her somewhere else at the studio. Can we meet at the studio? Don't go in her room. Don't do it. Do not do it. Don't do it. And Michelle, that's why you don't drink nothing. That's why you don't drink nothing. It's not about trusting people. It's about playing it safe. Trust yourself. Don't do it. No, not necessarily. No, it's not necessarily at all. You know, if it depends, right? Just look. Here's the thing you don't understand as an artist, right? I'm talking to all artists in all situations. What can only happen to you is in the contract. Now, I'm not talking about the hotel stuff I'm talking about. That's outside wickedness. You got to watch yourself with that stuff. I'm talking about business-wise. The only thing that can happen to you is in that contract. That's why you have, technically, the only leverage you have is before you sign. That's your leverage. Unless you got real leverage like album sales or huge numbers on social media, something like that. But before you sign is your only leverage, right? So when you sign that contract, whatever's in that contract is the only thing that can happen, right? So like you ever heard the phrase, there's no such thing as a bad deal. What they're saying is, they're not saying this contract ain't bad. They said you agreed to it. So you're in the situation you're in. That's what they're saying. The minute you say, oh, I can't sign that, or my lawyer said change this, that, and that, and y'all can't come to an agreement, then it's that. It's a bad contract. But if you agree, they say you've accepted the terms. It's bad to who? You accepted the terms. You had a lawyer look over it, or you didn't, and y'all signed. So, because every label, yes, the music business is predatory. It is. It is. But there's also stories, lots of stories, where this same kind of stuff didn't happen to nobody. And I don't mean nobody. I mean like a bunch of people. Yes, there's the other stories. Yes, there's the person that went to the hotel room and it got weird, boy or girl, right? Yes, there's the person who had to do embarrassing stuff in a room. You coon for somebody to get on that label or sign that deal. Yes, somebody signed the deal knowing it's highway robbery, but they needed some money and they was at home broke. So that little $50,000 sound good to them. That 50,000 10 album deal sound good to them at the time. They ain't got 50,000. So they survive. They're signing in survival mode. I don't agree with that. That's horrible. But you did it. You did it. I'm not talking. Let me tell you something. I'm not talking because it's a lack of experience. This is my life. These are things I actually know. Right? I actually know this. Some of my first writing jobs were work for hires. If you don't know the term, let me explain it to you. That means I wrote something, I wrote songs, and then the artist or his label, they want to buy them completely outright. Meaning they'll pay me for the song and that's it. It's done. It's over. That's it. They don't have to say I wrote them. They don't pay you in publishing. There's no royalties down the line. That's it. Whatever money I walked off with, that's all you have. The worst time that hurt me the worst was when I knew it was happening, but I was staying with my mama on the couch. I had no car and nowhere to live as an adult man. Just rapping, trying to figure it out. Trying to hustle. And I told them, this is robbery, But what I'm going to do? I need the money. So I signed off. Now, I know it was bad. Now, I'm in the club that whole damn year, right? I'm in the club. This is one of the biggest songs of the year, and nobody know I wrote it. What's crazy is I did back-to-back singles. I did the first single and the second single. For those who know me, you know what those records are. If you don't know me, it's all right. I'm not here to tell them. But I did the first single and the second single. Both singles to this album in the club at the same time. These records are ringing off in the city from New York all the way to LA. Hit records, and nobody know I wrote them. Because I took the money already. Because I didn't have nothing. Now, was that a bad deal? Was that robbery? Nigga, no. It was stupid on my part. Because I took the money. I didn't have to take the money. I knew what the terms was. I knew whatever. I would never see this again. It work for hire is standard. It's not like, I don't mean standard like you should sign it or whatever. I mean like typically a lot of people get works for hire for like if you want to get somebody to play the piano or something. Sometimes you can be like work for hire. I want to just pay you for this piano parts. I'll play some whatever and then that's it. But for what happens to an artist when it comes to writing, it's a slippery slope because you got to gamble if this song don't do big or not. Because if it do, you're gonna regret it later. If it don't, you got cashed out. So, but yeah, that was me. So when I talk about music stuff and what I'm saying, I'm talking from experience. But I'm telling you about don't go to hotel rooms because you know how many friends I knew, girls and guys that went to hotel rooms and some weird ass story came from it. Because you met somebody in hotel rooms. Why are you meeting people? Why are you meeting rappers in hotel rooms? Meet them downstairs. My first trip to New York, and I'm a man, and I'm a big dude, so ain't nobody gonna try me. But anyway, but what I'm saying is one of my first early trips to New York, I met somebody in a hotel room. I met them in the lobby. Y'all in your lobby, come down. Come down the lobby, chop it up, whatever that we have to talk about, whatever. Go our separate ways, cool. Tons of rappers. I hear stories all the time. Homegirl went over to this rapper's place because that's where he was at in the city and go to his room, it's cool. And then next thing you know, he trying something. She made it out. She never spoke his name and I swore that I never would speak his name. For the sake of my friend, I love her to death. But I know he's a monster, and I'll never ever mess with him ever in business ever. So you hear these stories all the time. So when I'm talking a lot of times, especially when I'm telling you I know something, I'm speaking from experience. These are things I've been through. So when I do talk music, which I rarely talk music as in depth that I may be talking about now, is because somebody may need to hear it. I don't know. New artists out there every day. People looking to sign and do all kind of stuff, whatever. It's a wicked business, But if you it's like learn how to move in a room full of vultures. Hove, it's like that's what it is, right? Knowing how to move in a room full of vultures. Don't know. I ain't getting into that. That's not my crowd. I don't go to those parties. I don't hang out with them, right? Knowing what to do, how to move in and out. You know what I mean? And then you can succeed and be powerful and make a whole lot of money. And then you can make a whole lot of money to where you are now surrounded by your team and your crew. And when y'all doing y'all thing as far as working music, you never got to mess with the outside world. A lot of times it's the newer people that got to bounce around and do stuff with people and build their name and try to work in different spots to get gigs, right? So you hustling, right? You trying to find your spot, find your way. What's your next hit record? Once you got a few of those, you get a studio, you duck off, you be there. That's where you do all your business at. Now, you might got to do some higher up meetings somewhere and y'all go to here and do higher up meetings. But other than that, you ain't got to bounce around in everybody's studio and be doing all this stuff. But the goal is to get to a place where you create your own world. And in that world, you can sustain and chill. And in that world, you're safe. That's my safe place. That's why I create music here and do this. You can do that, right? But you got to watch out for this game. It is wicked. And people will swallow you whole and spit you out. You know how many times? Let me tell you something. For the ladies again. I'll just talk about this with a homie. You know how many times I've been to a studio and so you go to a studio with some rapper, whoever it is, whatever. You may be collabing, you may just be hanging out, y'all may be smoking or whatever the case may be. And you go to the studio and it's like his crew around maybe, or sometimes that's it. And you may see like, oh, it's a cool little cute chick in the corner. Or the girl on the couch hanging out, or the singer in the booth who's new and nobody know her, but she's seen Killer and he used her for this hook or this bridge, and or she just chilling on the couch or whatever. And you like, oh, who was that? That's my little, you know what I'm saying, my little whatever. Oh, that's baby. Or I go to one studio, I see her at both studios, and she messing with both of the guys, and I'm like, oh, okay, this new girl with the, cool. And then next thing you know, boom, she's such and such, big singer. You see her 3 years later, 4 years later, 5 years later, whatever the case may be, she's such and such. Boom, then blew up. You know what I'm saying? Big time singer and all that. And I'll be like, damn, if y'all knew the route she took to get there, is it worth it? That depends on who you speaking, or who you speaking from. How you look, how you view that. But I know how she was introduced. You know, I know how the guys were introduced. Guys that was around who was the homie they laughed at, clowned. You know what I'm saying? They, the nigga who was just they go send to go get the weed all the time. And the next, he an exec. And he's an asshole. And he's an asshole because how he was taught and bred coming up in the studio. Now people don't like him. Now he treating everybody like he was treated because he think that's what goes on. And he don't know nothing other than that. Right? Yo. Straight up. Facts, Austin. My good brother Austin back in the building. No, I didn't write that. I didn't write that song. No, I didn't write that. Mm-mm. Yep. And if you looked at it as evil and you still signed it, we have an issue, but it ain't with the contract. It's the fact that you felt strongly about something and you went on, you pushed through. That's a problem. That's a problem. So you can thrive. You know what I mean? You can thrive. You can really like do something great, but it's a roller coaster of a ride. It's tough. The business is tough, whether you dope or not. Like that's gonna be a part of it. It's a bunch of dope people that you never see the light of day. It's a bunch of people that's incredible. Nick, that sign language, I ain't heard that since, man. Yeah, man, it's cold. So I say all that to say, I'm artist friendly, artist forward. I'm always pushing for the safety of the artist, and I want the artist to always feel comfortable. It's nerve wracking when you're a new artist and then you go sign with somebody, do a deal with somebody, and then you're in this new space with these new people who you're trying to convince yourself you can trust. Hopefully you can, but a lot of these people you can't. So it's hard being a young lady. It's hard being a young lady in that situation where, because it's male dominated. Most of the people gonna be around you is men, and you don't know who's trying to do something. You don't know people. You know somebody really love you because of music. Are you talented? But most of the men in the room, you know what they want to do, and that's tough. And I wish somebody who watching it would say, I'm lying about that part. That's the part you can't. Look, man, 20 some odd years. I've been to every studio, all the stages. I've been all the walk in and out all the labels. Been in all the offices, talked to all the people. Been to all the award shows, BMI, ASCAP. I did all the walking around. I know what I know, and it's not everybody, but it's a large amount of people who are filthy, nasty people. So you gotta watch out for that. You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. And you know, I think from an executive standpoint, not that I'm an executive, I'm saying I would think from an executive standpoint, people want you to feel a little more comfortable than I may be displaying. I don't want you to take this conversation as me trying to make people feel uncomfortable. What I'm trying to do is set a reality. I have a real conversation about a side of the game that nobody ever talks about, right? Because people will talk about also just like bad deals, but in like what do you mean? In what context? Like break that down. What about the other side of the game? How predatory it is. You know what I mean? And when I'm talking about, and I mean predatorial by many standards. I don't mean just like physical things people are trying to do. I mean like grooming people into contracts, into bad contracts, right? It's like I've heard artists say out their mouth where maybe it was a label executive, whatever, say, "Oh, we got lawyers for you. Oh, you need a lawyer for this contract? Oh, we got lawyers for you." That is highly predatory. For you to use my lawyer trying to sign a contract I'm giving to you. That's highly predatory. And so everything's not about the physical like grape of somebody or physical essay of somebody. It's a lot of things are like you're trying to manipulate me into a horrific situation by misleading me, which is illegal, by the way. It's illegal. Why do you think you can't sign a contract at a certain age? Because the reason why that's a thing, because they're saying you don't have the knowledge to understand what's going on. You're not old enough to understand what's going on. So you need to have a guardian or somebody involved with the business for you to even sign that, or somebody to sign that for you as right? But that's as an adult, it's the same thing. You can come into music business without any knowledge of how the music business works. So if I manipulate you and connive you into signing this contract, and it's a bad contract, and then I try to offer my lawyer to come in, that's illegal. You can argue that in court. I had no knowledge. You took advantage of me. We used their lawyers. There's so many things you can argue in court. So when I say predatory, I'm talking about from all aspects of people trying to get over on you. They're trying to take advantage of you however they see fit. You gotta have tough skin out here. That's a fact, Austin. That's a fact. And here's the thing, too. Most contracts, I can only speak on music contracts. Most music contracts coming from labels, most, in my opinion, most need to be redlined. Like, most time you get a contract, most time you take these to your lawyers, you're, most times, it depends on how simple the deal is, which usually a lot of times they're not as simple as it is, but most contracts need to be redlined. Meaning, there's something there you got to change, don't like, take out, or put in. If you give it back. If they agree to the terms, y'all try to come to an agreement with the terms. You should not be getting slid a paper and then you sign the first thing to come through. Unless it just fits for you, unless it works for you. They handle your business. But I don't want to hear that bad contract talk later on, because you know what's up. Straight up. So yeah, man, you just gotta watch out for that stuff, you know. And I didn't mean to harp that. Damn, I've been talking about the music business for like an hour. That's crazy. I must have been on one. I don't know why, but I'm gonna start bringing some people on too. Talk about this stuff. I do want my guy Savalas on, my guy Sticks on. I want to talk about some acting. Let me see 1 second. I want to call one of my guys real quick, see if he can jump online. Just talk about one thing with his situation. When I talk about it was really inspiring when I talk about not giving up. Let me see if he answer it real quick. He's probably working out. It's 11 o'clock. He should be done. My good brother, how you doing? The card thing. Hello. Yes, sir. So what you got going on right now? I want to do something real quick. I want to ask you one question. I'm on live. I want to send you a link and ask you one question about not giving up, and I want to talk about your audition process. Yeah, I'm on IG. I'm gonna send you the link. It's on my, but you can do it from your phone. I'm gonna send you the link right now. Okay, bet. All right. So I'm gonna pull my guy on. I'm gonna pull my guy on live real quick. So, because it's a very important message I want to talk about not giving up, and this applies to any field, and a good example of why not giving up and why you should keep going. And even if you run into all kind of turmoil, whatever you do not give up. Let me see. I'm bring my guy on live right now. 1 second. I'm sending him the link right now. Let me see. Bam, bam. All right. Here we go. All right, just to the link. Hopefully pop on in 1 second. But it's Michelle, it's a wild place. It's a wild place. It really is. I got something in my eye over here. Y'all didn't tell me. I don't know. Anyway. See if my brother gonna pop. Nay, they not. They don't. Well, it depends. Because some people can be happy with being evil. Some people can be happy with being dirty, with filthy people, nasty people, rude people. But to your point, you're right, because deep down, that's not a happy thing to be that. It's a miserable thing. You're right. So I'm with you. 100%. And that's on both sides of the game too. That's on both sides of the game. But sometimes people love to live in their misery, but it is misery. So that's messed up. And these people they want you to be a part of it also. Yeah, that's real talk. Where my guy at? Let me see. I think he's trying to tap in right now. Hopefully he pop up. So, but yeah, man, it's wicked out there. Boom, there my guy go right here. Let me see. Pull him up. My good brother.
Brother, how you doing there, my good brother?
I'm good, man. Good to see you, my good brother. You look healthy. You look glowing. Like you're glowing out
Hey
there.
man, hey brother, listen. I woke up, so guess what? I'm winning.
Come on now. Come on. Don't start church up in
Yeah,
here early.
yeah, right.
Okay. Okay. So let's Kareem. I was talking. So for those who don't know, this is my good brother Kareem Grimes. He's an awesome human being first. Let's start there. Awesome human being first. He's also a star of a hit TV show, All American. It's 7 seasons, if I'm not mistaken.
We finished 7 seasons. We're shooting our 8th season right now.
One more time. He's breaking up a little bit.
We're shooting our 8th season right now.
8 seasons. Okay. Damn. 8 season right now.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
So I want to talk about. So we just talked about music business and how wicked it can be, but I also
Mhm,
want to talk about there's beauty in going after your dreams and not giving up, right?
mhm.
And your story, I was always inspired by your story of when you told me your audition story. Not just I know I know you're gonna talk about you went on for 1 day thing and then it turned into
Mhm.
that, but also how many times and what was that process like? So talk about that real quick with the people, and I'll let you go about your day.
Yeah, man. I mean, audition process is one
Oh,
that
your sound. I think the sound is messed up, Kareem, for some
hold on.
reason. Are you in the headphones?
Yeah, I'm on my Meta glasses, so I may have to pull up
Oh,
some.
that's why. You can't take them off your meta glasses.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna take off the Meta glasses.
Cause my wife said the same thing when I be talking to her through my meta glasses.
Got you. Hold on. I'm gonna put you on the red. Hold on. Let me take these off.
Yep. I don't hear anything now. Oh, okay. We gonna get it right. It's my good brother Kareem, man. He's an awesome dude, awesome human being. And when I do it, my wife calls sometime and I'll be in my meta glass. She can't hear me. She's like, man, you break it up. And I'll take them off, put it on my car. Like, oh, there you go. It's all good, bro. It's all good. We gonna get it right. Can y'all hear me? Okay, okay. Okay, yeah. He's switching up right now. You can hear me, Cream? Oh, no, I don't hear him still. You know what we can do, Cream? We can do this. So I'm on every morning at 10 a.m. But we can set up our own time, right? We do a full episode, and I wanna dive into your career a little bit. That's my brother, man. I appreciate him doing that. Yeah, his story is amazing. That when I heard about just the audition story and him and what he went through to get to that phase of like trying to get that that role, and it's crazy. He didn't give up. Didn't let it get to him. Kept going. Paid off in a major way. Yep, 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 yep. Cream, you hear me though, right? I don't think you hear me either. You hear me? Oh no, but y'all hear me. I don't think you hear me either. Okay, okay, okay. Um, yeah, okay, okay, man. So yeah, my bad. But that's my man. But you know, he got a really dope story about how he got on with that role. Oh, there you go. Let me see. He back.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you now. Wait, why is your other let me get your other one out here? Why I don't even know. Oh, there, boom. There we go.
Okay.
I hear you clear
All right.
now.
Okay. Perfect.
So
So,
yeah.
so the audition process is it's one of, some people, it can be a drag, it can be a negative, but I had to learn to embrace it. So there was a show, there were several shows,
Mm-hmm.
just this one, like I auditioned for the Brandy show at least 10 times. Never
Word.
got on there, but I auditioned for the Brandy show. Moesha,
Yeah.
so many times, man. Probably more than, yeah, probably 10 times or more.
Mm.
Never got on it, but this particular show called The Shield, I had auditioned 17 times, and
Damn.
within those 17 times, I would book. Then they would, go a different route, write the character route.
Mm.
What I'm saying, whatever, so on and so forth. So, at one point, I was just kind of getting frustrated, like, man, what's going on? But my agent told me one thing. He told me something that really, clicked and stuck. He was just like, listen, if they're calling you back, that means they like you. So they want you to
Word.
they want you to be a part of the show. He said you should start worrying when the phone stops ringing.
Word. Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? And from that point on, it just really, that was kind of like the aha, the light switch moment.
Right.
And from that point on, man, I was just like, okay, you know what I mean? But the main thing is that I kept showing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After the third or fourth one, I kept showing up. It wasn't like I was going in there and, half doing it or not coming in with the energy. Each and every time, 17 times, I showed up 100% as me. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And did the work. You know what I mean? And because I continued to do the work, they saw that I was doing the work, and from that point on, that's when I was able to, secure a role after the 17th try, and I end up doing 3 seasons on that show.
Huge. That's huge.
You
Wow.
know what I
And
mean?
so when the way to look at it is if they're calling you, they're trying to work it out.
For sure. If and that's in life too. If there's something that you're going after, and they keep calling you back, you know what I mean? Of course, flesh wise, we be like, oh man, they keep calling me back. Just let
Right.
me, you know what I mean? But the thing is, you have to really look at it is that it may not be your time right now. That may not be the role for you right now. That may not be that position for you right now. But if
Yeah.
that company is calling you back, that means number one, they like you.
Right. Which is a good
And
thing.
number two, and that's a good thing. And then number two, they want to put you in a position to where you're gonna thrive, because sometimes in life, God, what I mean, saves us from certain situations that may not work out for us.
Real talk.
And like I said,
Real
after
talk.
the third or fourth audition, I could have easily been like, man, forget them. If they call me, I don't want to do it. But like I said, the 17th time, and I end up doing 3 seasons on it.
You know
You
what's
know what I'm
crazy
saying?
about
So
that
just think
too?
if I would have stopped. You know what I
I,
mean?
I was gonna say what's good about that too is the fact you kept going with the same good energy. You maxed out. You did your best every
Yeah.
time. Here's the thing, right? That it could have been 17 times and no callback, but the reason why you showed up every time and did what you did, there's an opportunity for you after that. They might do another show and be like, man, let's call him again
Yeah.
because you didn't give up, you didn't show up half-ass, and you did your best
Mm-hmm.
every time. So that's another testament to just doing. You got to do your best every time. You never know how God gonna work out in the end.
Yeah. But
God
look, here.
needed them to see you in this
Yep.
light so he can prepare you for the next thing.
Yep. Yep. And here's a cold bar. Here's a cold bar. So when I got on the show, there was a brother by the name of Jamie Turner who was a story editor on The Shield. Right?
Word. Mm-hmm.
Why is he now the co-showrunner of All American?
Wow, that's crazy.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
crazy.
I met him when he was a story editor on the show, and we just became, like brothers. You know what I mean? And then fast forward, I'm on All American, and he was a writer. He was like one of the, the lead writers on the show.
Mhm.
And then just a couple of seasons ago, they made him the co-showrunner. But
That's
we
awesome.
met, we
Back then,
met back then.
how
You know what I
uncomfortable
mean?
would it be if
So
y'all, if one of y'all was an asshole? How uncomfortable would that have
dark.
been?
Listen, that
I mean,
or or just didn't get on the show, we would have never met.
right, for sure, for sure.
You
Wow.
know what I'm saying?
Hey, Kareem, man, I didn't want to take much of your time. I really wanted you to tell that story because to me,
Yeah,
I never get tired of hearing it. I'm always inspired by that story, and it's a constant reminder in my own life to, me, the pilot, and we doing so many things.
yeah, yeah,
It's just
yeah.
teaching me to be patient. All it
Yep,
takes is that one call or that one thing, but
yep.
show up of the best version of yourself every time.
That's
You're a
it.
true testament to that. I'm
That's it,
proud of you, my
brother.
brother. I'm proud of you. You've done
Thank
some
you.
amazing things. You will continue to do amazing things, and just keep going, bro. Keep going.
Hey man, same to you, brother. I
For
love what you're
sure.
doing, man. You're always inspiring, but most importantly, man, you're consistent, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you, my
You know
guy.
what I mean? You're consistent, man. So I just love the growth and the evolution that you have that you just shown, man. Just since I've met you. You know what I mean?
Thank
You've
you,
gone
brother.
through different chapters. You know
Right.
what I mean?
For
And
sure. For sure.
each chapter gets better and better.
Bruh, I appreciate you, my guy. I love you, my brother. You my actual
Love you
brother.
more.
And I
Absolutely.
just I'm a fan of it all, and I'm always waiting to see what you do next. So
For sure, man. We
oh,
got some good stuff.
I'm gonna call and talk to you maybe later on today
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that thing
Yep.
about the tent. So we're gonna
Okay.
talk about that because that's gonna be huge. We'll talk about it, and
Oh,
then and yeah, man, just keep going, my brother. I'm always looking out. I'm always a fan. I'm always your brother. Thank you, bro. Thanks for tapping in.
Indeed, man.
My man.
Like,
Salute. My
uh,
guy. That's my guy, man. That's my hey. That dude there, man. I'm gonna tell you how dope Cream is, right? And when I say that, when I say awesome individual who sticks his neck out, I met him. First of all, the way we get down, you would think we known each other for hella years. So I met kick the move the screen. So I met Kareem. So I would like on my Instagram page, I would do a lot of jokes and stuff, right? I would post crazy posts and I would write these crazy captions for the posts. And Cream, who was following me, started following me. He would be laughing at the post, but he used to DM me like, "Man, the post hella funny. These posts are dope." He said, "Man," he asked me, "Was I a writer?" Now, mind you, I didn't know him at the time. I know him through acting. I'm like, "Oh, that's dude. He be acting. I know dude, right?" So I just followed him back, and he DM'd me one time asking, "Was I a writer?" And I told him, I was like, "Man, I'm a musician. Um, technically, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm writing, but I haven't written any shows or anything before." And he was like, "Dude," he said, "you should think about writing in television and film." He said, "You have an awesome pen. I think you have the potential to write something really, really dope and make a real dope career in writing." And I told him, like, "Man, I appreciate that. It was dope coming from him." I'm like, "Yo, I really appreciate you saying that." So he took it even further. Mind you, I'm just meeting him through Instagram. We haven't met each other physically outside yet. So I started noticing he would tag me on these people pages. And I'm looking like, "Damn, where you tagging me?" I'm looking at the page and I'm seeing why he tagging me. But when I look at the message, he say, "Yo, this dude is a dope writer. You should check him out. Check out his caption. Check out his page." He was tagging me in writers that are in the business, like Hollywood writers, the people that have gigs and writing on big jobs. He would tag me in their post as a vouch, saying, "Yo, I think he's a dope writer. You should check him out. Maybe there's room for you." He literally he don't even know me, and I'm sitting there like, "Yo, that's crazy." It's crazy how sometimes people you don't even know will stick their neck out further from you than people you've been knowing your whole entire life. Like, how crazy is that? Like, how crazy is that? And I would find myself tagging huge writers. Some people I knew, some people I didn't know. But I would always respond, "Man, thank you, Kareem. I appreciate that. Yeah, DM me or whatever. Kind of like doing not a pitch, because we like in their comments, but he was, and then he saw me DMs where he would talk to people. And I'm like, "Yo, this dude, it don't cost him nothing. It costs him nothing to show love. It cost him not a dime to do that." And he did it because he just believed in me and my writing at the time. And I guess I had to feel like I was some sort of a good person, because why would you do that for somebody maybe he's just doing it. But I was so appreciative of it. And after that, we started talking and becoming cool. And I remember I started it was the pandemic, and we really couldn't be outside, and me and my wife would go walking in the morning at this park down the street from my house. And Kareem found out I was walking, I guess from maybe I posted on my story or something like that. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna come walk with you one day. Y'all be out there walking, cool, I'm gonna come walk with you." And then he showed up and he started walking with us, and then that's how we built our friendship. Like, kind of like randomly, just like, you know what I mean? And that's my brother. I met his mom. Like, we talked about, he met my parents, my family. We've done business together. Me and Cream got a pilot. He's in a pilot that we have shot by my man Austin in the comments. We have a pilot together. We've done amazing work. He's just an awesome human being. And the fact that I called just now, he got right on live. That's my brother, man. He's a good dude. And I'm inspired by a story. And I want him to tell that story. Because you got to think from somebody in the business or not in the business. And you auditioned 17 times for one show. Think about that. Like, I'm not an actor, so that may be normal for actors. I'm not an actor. You come back 17 times. And for you to not get like frustrated after like the fifth, sixth time, boom, it's number 10 now. And then there's a time where for most of us, maybe doubt starts to set in, right? Because you're not thinking of what he said. His friend told him, if they're calling you, they like you. But before he gets that game, you probably thinking like, well, another time I ain't gonna get it. Oh, number 13, I still ain't gonna get it. Number 14, what they call me back again for. But to keep that high spirit up and just go kill it every time, because maybe the next time could be the best time, you gotta salute that. You gotta salute that. Matter of fact, we're gonna clap it up for that. You gotta salute that. You got to. That's an amazing thing. You know, and because it can't happen. You know, and even like I said, even if it's a thing where every audition is like 10, 15 times, whatever the case may be, because it just need a bunch of stuff. You still got to have that strong mentality to go through these things. Because what about the time you went through and it was 2 auditions and you didn't get it? So the 15 or 17 times isn't guaranteed either. You know? So, and I think also that's a positive way to look at it, right? It's like if they call you, I mean, they like you. So it's like we got to change our perspectives on what we on the moves we make and that whole giving up thing. You know what I mean? Now it's important. I've done videos about switching gears and knowing when to change, knowing when to switch, knowing when that's not working. I have to do something else. There's a skill and a gift in that. I did a whole video on that. That's a whole other video. But also, sometimes you just gotta wait a little longer. Sometimes it's a feeling, right? Sometimes God's spoken to you. For all my spiritual people, sometimes God spoke to you directly on this is your thing, or He'll move you in the way you see fit, according to His plan. He'll move you in the direction. Oh, I need you over here. You know what I mean? I'm put this person in your life to guide you the way you need to be. I'm gonna get you out of that situation. Maybe you need to be over here. You know. So, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm appreciative of my brother showing up, man, and I'm appreciative of y'all being here because I've talked definitely longer than an hour, and I think I was gonna talk music mostly, but I do get passionate about music and different ways of talking about it because there's so many ways to approach it. And from an artist standpoint, I always want to see artists protected because they've been getting done wrong since the beginning of the inception of the music business. Even now, even right now, you'd be amazed. You'd be amazed at some of these people contracts or some of the deals they have. And I'm not talking about the average, just new people either. Yeah, I didn't even go in on like celebrities or superstars in debt because of the hundreds of millions of dollars they took. Whole other story right there. Whole other story right there. But I appreciate y'all showing up today. Michelle J, you've been holding me down today. Appreciate you. Sexy Nate and Nick, y'all been holding me down for show. Appreciate y'all. Troy Chu, what's good? What's good? Oh, and Troy Chu, to answer that question, yeah, he did. He explained how he would book jobs in the middle of those. In the middle, like maybe a voiceover gig. Well, what he didn't say was he does a lot of voiceover work or commercials. So I know he did book gigs in between. So maybe it was a lot of some maybe some voiceover commercials or some or just voiceover work, whatever. So yeah, man, appreciate y'all hanging out with me today, man. I'm about to go get into some stuff. Austin, my good brother, thank you for the game. Thank you for dropping the game. You always got some good game to drop. We appreciate you. Thank you, Jen, for showing up. I appreciate for hanging up. The Sizzle Show. The Sizzle Show definitely was in the building today. Motwack TV, definitely in the building today. Appreciate you. King88, my good brother, appreciate you for falling through. Dogface was definitely in the building. Salute. I know you're probably offline right now. Those cities are probably working, but salute Dogface was definitely in the building. Ace Boy Rios, my brother. That's my guy. Matter of fact, we'll be on tomorrow at 11. We're Relatable. Relatable's on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Check us out, check us out, check us out. So, man, I'm going to turn this thing in, man. I appreciate y'all, all the people that hung out with me today. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today, man. It's been dope. We had great conversations. I hope for any creative, any artist, any entertainer, that you take heed to some of the things I've said today. Like I said, hopefully none of that stuff will be true to you, none of the negative stuff. But I do just always keep your head on the swivel. Trust. I don't want to say trust no one because people take that literal, and I don't want to have that on my conscience. But just keep your head on the swivel and watch yourself. This game can be beautiful or it can be very dark and horrible. It's all about what you say your yeses and what you say your no's to. Okay? Who you say your yes to, who you say your no's to. So just be careful about that. I love y'all, man. I'm about to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all. I'll be tracking that link for Thursday. Yeah, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today, man. That was dope. That was dope. So yeah, about to get up out of here, man. If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, and drop some thoughts in the comments. Like this video. If you're not already doing, subscribe to my channel, and then drop something in the comments. If you're live, I'm not talking about those comments per se, but yeah, drop something in the comments. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. This is Homeroom. I'm out. Peace.